fairy friends, me again. So this is gonna wrap up our Saturn in series. All right, we're wrapping it up with Aquarius. So this has been a good series. So I don't know. It's almost the end of the month. I don't know if I'm gonna get to the Jupiters. I want to do Jupiter in. I want to do Venus in. But I've been taking my time with these a little bit. So if you like this series, let me know. So yeah, this is going to wrap up our Saturn in series, okay? Let's go ahead and pull these before we pull that. Saturn in Aquarius. So, your Saturn could be in Aquarius. You could be dealing with a karmic Aquarius, or you could be facing limitations or karma, lessons learned in the realm of Aquarius, right? So Aquarius is the healer. Aquarius is the thinker. Aquarius and Sagittarius share a lot of energies, in my opinion, right? So new ideas, new thought forms, fresh perspectives, life philosophies, ethics, all that shit. Healing, spiritual healing. So you could be facing some major changes, or somebody could be facing some repercussions in this area. All right, but we'll pull on it and see what's going on here. Hold on, I'm gonna move. I'm gonna stand up. That way I can lay these out the way I like them. My kid's listening to fucking Finger Family shit, so I hope yous can't hear that, because I don't feel like getting docked. Not docked. I don't feel like getting, having my shit removed. Alright, so, copyright. That's what I'm talking about. So, Saturn in Aquarius. Let's see. Woo! Be bold and make the first move. Okay. Saturn in Aquarius. Saturn in Aquarius for this August 2022. Saturn in Aquarius for August 2022. What do we got? Saturn in Aquarius. Okay, it's be bold and make the first move. It's time to take action. Balance spirituality and practicality. Let me see if I can get one more. I did. Your hard work is paying off. Excellent. Love to see it. So yeah, it's time. Whatever it is, this is your confirmation. It's time. Don't hold yourself back anymore. Be bold and make the first move. It's time to take action. Something needs to change in your life. Saturn in Aquarius, and we're going to find out what that is. I see in-law and topsy-turvy, okay? I've been pulling on a lot of family stuff lately. A lot of stuff about in-laws. It's who you think it is. Alright. So somebody's thinking that running. Somebody's scared. Somebody is going to be running scared. I picked that up. Let's see what they're thinking. Worship. Be bold and make the first move. Okay, we get... It's time to take action. Moving. Okay? That's pretty cut and dry. Maybe it's time for you to move on. If you have some kind of spiritual practice. You know what? I'm not going to speculate. I'm just going to pull and then balance spirituality and practicality. Manipulator. Hate to see it. But remember, if you watched my, it's uploading currently as we speak. If you watched my TIFF talk, remember, nothing is outside the divine, okay? Even the manipulators serve a purpose. Treat everything, every experience, treat it as a learning opportunity to better understand the wholeness, the oneness of the divine, and that should help you mitigate uncomfortable or unhealthy situations, right? Your hard work is paying off. New path. Love to see it. Accomplishments. Wonderful. Time frame. Yeah, something's coming to an end. Moving. False start. Ooh, it came out in reverse. Worship. Okay. This could have something to do with a faith community. I'm just throwing that out there. Moving. Divine providence. Yeah, it's time for you to move on from something. Alright? This could be a faith community. I'm picking that up strongly. You've outgrown some people. Ooh, let's pull the Celestial Tarot. I haven't pulled that in a minute. Alright, we'll pull the Celestial Tarot and the Dragon Tarot. I wonder if you haven't outgrown a community. A community that you once loved and cherished, people you once worshipped with, may in fact now be manipulating you. They may be holding you back. Might be time for your soul to grow. It's like the time when I was a little girl. My mom told me this story, okay? And I don't mean to, talk shit about my mom or anything, but my mom had me when she was 20 years old, okay? She was not a kid person at the time. Her younger brother was like 8 years younger than her. So she was very, very ill-prepared to take care of a small child, such as I was. And I had a pair of shoes. And I guess they were just the cutest little shoes. She just loved them or whatever, right? And every time she put my foot into the shoes, I would cry. Right? She would have to, eventually it got to the point where she would have to force the shoe on my foot. Now, you probably know what's going on here. I had outgrown the shoes. I had this same pair of shoes. Anybody who has a small child or who's raised children know children grow a lot and they grow quickly. Or anyone who's been around small children knows this. My mother at the time had not been. So finally, after 2 years, she took me to get new shoes. And that's when she found out, your daughter's foot has grown. These shoes are too small for her. That's why she cries when she walks. That's why it's so difficult for you to shove them on, because her foot has grown. Okay? So you're forcing her into these shoes that are, you could damage her foot, right? Like, you could damage her. And it makes sense to me now because for the longest time, I always had a penchant. Like, a shoe being too small never stopped me, right? Like, I would walk around in some shoes that were too fucking small. Even as a teenager, I would do this. And I almost wonder if that experience didn't have something to do with it, right? That's what's going on. You are like the child who is forced to wear the same pair of shoes for 2 years in a row. The same shoes that fit you when you were 2 years old are not going to fit you when you're 3, and are definitely not going to fit you when you're 4. Right? The same, you could buy a child a pair of shoes and they outgrow them in 6 months. Right? This is what's happening here. You are outgrowing something. Another day. So let's do the Dragon Tarot. What we got here? Be bold and make the first move. Worship. False start, but in reverse. So you have not been wasting your time. That's what the gods want you to know. You haven't been wasting your time. It wasn't a false start. It's just something was meant to be temporary, or something was time frame was meant to have run its course, and but for whatever reason you haven't been able to let go, or someone does. Maybe the community doesn't want to let go of you. We'll find out what's going on. Oh, this is all in reverse. I'm gonna flip these over real quick. I'd rather not take reversals. That's just my preference. Ooh, 8 of Wands. Yeah, someone's okay. Your intuitive downloads are being blocked, Aquarius. You need to move. All right, worship, false start. Damn. Nine of Wands, King of Coins, Page of Swords, 10 of Wands. Wow, you're somebody's cash cow, man. I'm picking that up big time, boy. You're somebody's fucking cash cow. You hate to see it. But remember, nothing is outside the purview of the divine, okay? So truly, can we truly hate anything when we know it's God encompasses all? You're somebody's cash cow, though. I'm sorry. You might, if this is like a church, there's something about you that brings them in. You could be like, I mean, you could just be very charismatic. You could be a charismatic pastor. You could, I don't know, maybe you're in like the church band or whatever. So there's something about you that brings people in. And they don't want to lose you. But, the shoe is no longer fitting, man. That's all I gotta say about that. Oof. You wanna talk about this? The Fool and Judgment. Oh, fuck. Dave, I need a minute. Okay, sorry. I had to take a minute. That's... Somebody is a fool, and they're facing judgment, okay? Whoever this manipulator is, their time is up. You're supposed to move on. It's time for you to move on. From whatever this is. Whatever this is. Yeah, this King of... 9 of Wands, you're meant to be ascending. King of Pentacles, but you're lucrative. Something about you is lucrative. Someone doesn't want to get cut off. Someone's watching you, too. You're being monitored. So that you won't leave, quite frankly. If they're blocking your downloads. Someone could be telling you that, somebody's energy could just be blocking you. Like, somebody could be domineering. No, that's not right. No, you don't know what you're talking about. Blah, blah, blah. Or quite frankly, just the energy could be stagnating you. Let's pull a little more on this. Moving, divine providence. 5 of Wands. Yeah, these people are beneath you. Somebody's an imposter. Somebody's an imposter. 10 of Swords. And it fell out reversed. But it's not... These, if you don't do... Let me lay it out for you right the fuck now. Here's why you need to move. This could be a cult. I'm not even fucking playing around. I'm hearing sirens. And that siren sounds like a scream. Oh, it's a cop. Get out now, okay? Let me tell you something. If you don't play along with these people's fucking game, they will sabotage you, alright? They will slander you. They will throw you under the bus. They will incriminate you. Like somebody's in a toxic situation. But you're going to be moving soon, okay? Also, this could be you not listening to your downloads. This could be you not listening to your intuition. If you've been if you've been wondering, if you've been wondering if it's time to wander, it is. Okay? Yeah, holding you back is an understatement. This is like somebody's trying to put you in some kind of contract. Somebody thinks that they've got you in some kind of spirit contract where you can't go. Page of Cups and Strength. Yeah, you need to listen. Your intuition is calling you, right? It's budding. You may be having a spiritual awakening. That's what this is. You're having a spiritual awakening. You need to trust that, okay? That's coming from top down. You need to trust that. If you suspect that you may be in a cult, or if you suspect that you are perhaps being used, if you suspect that whatever spiritual or religious community you're involved in are taking advantage of you, are using you, abusing you, not permitting your soul to grow, you need to move on. It's time, okay? Please don't stay stuck. Balance spirituality and practicality. Somebody could even be doing magic to keep you around. Seriously. Or somebody could be, this sounds crazy, but somebody could even be doing magic so that every time you try to move on, something bad happens to you. Like, you think it's just run-of-the-mill shit, but it's not. It's deliberate. Somebody celebrates your grief. Somebody celebrates your pain. Somebody likes to tell you, they may even tell you shit like, oh, are you sure you want to go there? Are you sure you want to do that? Somebody could neg you, I guess is what that is, a little bit. You need to stay where you're at. You need to stay with us. You know, how do you know they're not just going to hurt you? The world's going to abuse you. Some of them want to use you, right? Shit like that. Like somebody's fucking singing Eurythmics in your ear. Block that shit out. New path, accomplishments. Yeah, your hard work. Yeah, somebody doesn't want you to go on your own path because then you'll take your light, your love, and your accomplishments with you. I'm feeling the fucking energy. I'm indignant, man. Okay. I'm feeling fucking indignant. Fuck these ones. Alright. The Hanging Dragon. What'd I say? Somebody wants you stagnant. Somebody does not want you to move on. This is ridiculous. Somebody's whole, I don't know what the fuck this is. Somebody's whole teaching, practice, ministry, dare I say, seems to revolve around the charisma of a particular individual, and that's not healthy. That's not healthy. Because they're not helping you. Or this could be you. You could be the charismatic leader, right? You could really want to take things in a different direction, right? For your group, for your circle, for your coven, for your congregation, for your temple. You could want to take things in a new direction. But your people are holding you back. Somebody is not a free agent on their own spiritual journey, and that's a sad circumstance, but it's going to be rectified. 5 of Coins, yeah. Every time you try to move on, something shitty happens to you. Or somebody fills you with fear and insecurity. Every time you try to move on. Everybody balance spirituality with practicality. That could mean every time you try to move on and do something good for yourself, this could be something as simple as just like somebody's always, hold up, let me rephrase that. Somebody's always putting some kind of spiritual, religio, emotional spin on shit, right? Like, oh, I don't think God would like that. Oh, I don't think the goddess would like that. Oh, I don't, da 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 da. Oh, are you sure? Like, what about the group? Like, you're gonna get bad karma if you do that. You're gonna upset the divine if you do that. Somebody's trying to instill religious OCD symptoms in you, okay? This is nasty. This is nasty shit, man. The star. Here's your energy coming out, Aquarius. Brilliant. Beautiful. This is you. Okay? I'm going to put this over here. Yeah. You look like you're stagnating, but in reality, you're healing. That's what's going on behind the surface. Behind the scenes, okay? You're actually healing. Ah, brilliant. That was very clear. Yeah, see, you're rising above it. You're going from the 5 of coins, from the manipulator that wants to keep you in the energy. Your energy, your new path is the page of coins. You're above it, right? You're not allowing those petty fears to dictate to you anymore. Okay? What was it that Yeshua said? The birds in the sky don't worry, right? Why do you? That's your whole vibe. Like, you're rising above it. People think someone thinks they've got you wrapped around their finger. That's what this is, wrapped around the finger, hanging dragon to me. Wait, his tail's wrapped around the tree branch. It's like somebody thinks they've got you pinned down. Somebody thinks they've got you wrapped around their little ideological finger. But in reality, you have your own thoughts. You're doing your own contemplative work. You're healing your own spiritual wounds. And that is what is leading you to rise above. Right? Like, spirit is coming down to lift you above these petty concerns. Leave them in this energy. If they want to wither, let them. Okay? Let them. The doctor cannot force the patient to do anything. Somebody thinks they're the doctor when in reality they're the patient. And in the meantime, you've been healing yourself. So, dig that. Alright, let's see what we got here with the Celestial Tarot. I really hope you guys can't hear that because I don't want my video to get copyright cut. One more. Did you know when you shuffle your cards like this, it cleanses and purifies them? I think that's why I like cards so much, because they're so easy to clean. Like, spiritually speaking, you know what I mean? They're so easy to clean. I like to do them 3 times. Boop, 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 right? 3's a magic number, baby. I don't need to tell you that. Okay. Oh, just come out. Death. Oh, my God. Woo! Woo! I almost had to walk away. And the devil's on. Oh, my God. Death. Okay, listen to this. Look at this. What? It's all. Oh, my God. It's all coming out. Queen of Cups. Somebody knows you're sentimental. Somebody knows that you love, I want to say church family, but it doesn't have to be that necessarily. Somebody knows you love your spiritual family, okay? That's what somebody knows, that you are beholden, right? Like, you feel the need to constantly give of yourself. They're using that to their advantage, because you're charismatic perhaps, right? With the star coming, absolutely. So I feel like I am actually talking to somebody with Aquarius in their chart, because you're charismatic. You're coming out as the star. You are coming out as the star. All right? Which tells me you're very charismatic. And rightfully so. Right? Because the devil is also very charismatic, but wrongfully so. The star is charismatic, rightfully so. But remember, nothing is outside the divine. All right? When we think of God as being, I should have mentioned this in my TIFF talk. When we think of God as being jealous, as being accusatory, as being judgmental, that's the dark side of God, right? Like, one could argue that because we're all emanations of the divine, because the divine loves and cares for us so much, it can become obsessive even on that level, right? So, somebody is in touch with the dark divine. They probably don't realize it. I'm not picking up this is like a legitimate, like, satanic cult or anything like that, which I got plenty to say about that, you know. This is somebody who doesn't realize it, but they're actually in touch with the dark divine, because they pull on God as judge, God as jealous. It says in the Bible, does it not? I am a jealous God. God as jealous, right? God as judgmental, God as punisher. You, on the other hand, pull on God as light, God as mercy, God as understanding, God as healer. As much as we don't want to admit it, both of these are God. Okay? Both of them are God. But God keeps God's shit in check, I would like to assume. In a way that humans, mortals, find it difficult. Because we're children, right? We're children. We're babies. It's fine. No worries about that. Now I'm feeling called to do that. Yeah, you need to move away from whoever this person is who keeps invoking. This person is invoking the wrath of the divine. That's how they control people's spirits. Yeah, so God as wrathful, vengeful, jealous, versus God as healing, light, understanding, and mercy, okay? Two very different aspects, all one God, right? That's the thing. That's the tamale, baby, okay? Don't drop it. You are learning this. But yeah, so you're deeply attached to your spiritual family, okay? Your coven, your church, your temple, your mosque, your circle, your book club. You know, so whatever, philosophical circle, like whatever it is, you know, you love them. And someone sees you as a very lucrative asset, okay? They will do anything to, I'm really picking up cult vibes here. It's like they will do anything to keep you pinned down. All right? And if you refuse to be pinned down, this person might get nasty. This person might use extreme mental and spiritual manipulation to frighten you into staying put. Here's what they get to look forward to. This situation's gonna die. Alright? This situation's gonna come to an end. Okay? This is not... There might not even be anything that you need to really do. Well, yes, you do. Be bold and make the first move, and it's time to take action. So, let's pull on that. Actually, let's go ahead and pull on that a little bit. Death. Something needs to die in this situation, right? You need to, yeah. You need to put an end to the lies and the manipulation. Someone is feeding your head full of bullshit. What else do we got here? Yeah, this is about money. Six of Pentacles, breadcrumbing. I pulled on this in a different reading. Couple different readings. Taking advantage of you, taking your words and using them for their own profit, while they give you precious little in return. So yeah, whatever feelings of beholdenness you feel, whatever paltry compensation you're receiving, it's time to let that shit die. Okay? Death is not always sudden. Death is very often a process. You're being called to start the dying process. Because what happens after you die? Why, you're reborn, of course. Whoa. The Lovers. Ooh. Ooh, and the Nine of Swords. Uh-oh. You may have fallen for somebody who is not like you. That could be part of it too. That could be the impetus that is encouraging you to grow. You could have fallen for someone whose spirituality or religion is very different from your own. And in order to match this person's energy, you have to grow and evolve spiritually. And since this is Aquarian energy, you're very much aligned with that idea, right? Growing, expanding. That's where this manipulation, that's where this is potentially coming from. Somebody could be saying, oh, you shouldn't be with that person. That person's wicked. That person's evil. That person will lead you down the dark path. That person is not good for you. That person's sent from, where did he go? That person's sent from the devil. Like, you know what I'm saying? Somebody's filling your head with this shit. And it may even be frightening you. But you're in this Aquarian energy, so deep down, you're vibing. Like, you know that this is in alignment. You may already have been contemplating, like, going your own way, right? Or introducing, yeah, I saw Nine of Cups. Or introducing new ideas into your spiritual path. The Tower and the Lovers. You want somebody bad. But also you may be afraid that whoever this person is, if you embrace him or her, it's going to be the death of your communal life, right? 1 a penny, 2 a penny, hot cross buns. I mean, my kid's listening to it, but at the same time, it's 1 a penny, 2 a penny, hot cross buns. Fucking look into the lore of that song, okay? One a penny, 2 a penny, baby. Gonna hot cross them buns. Listen, if you fucking take your pennies, if you take your 1 or your 2 pennies, and you go off on a different path, I'm gonna hot cross your buns, bitch. Alright? That could be what somebody's thinking. Oh, shit. You even think about it, I'm finna whoop that ass. Hot crossed buns. Finna whoop that ass. Look, the Hierophant and the Lovers, these will not stop coming out. There's somebody you're supposed to be married to, maybe. I'm just going to throw that out there. But what I'm picking up is that there is a spiritual leader or teacher or whatever that is blocking you from your divine union. Also, I'm picking up, there's a higher, Shiva comes out, I was looking at this one deck, and it had Shiva, Kali's consort, it had Shiva as the Hierophant, okay? There is a higher church, there is a higher community, there is a higher temple, a higher circle, a higher coven. There is a higher order. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Jesus. There is a higher order that is calling to you, okay? A higher order that you need to obey. A structure that is not man-made, okay? A structure that is not man-made. The community you're in right now, the spiritual structure you're in right now is 100% fucking man-made. Don't let anybody convince you otherwise. It's 100 fucking percent man-made. You are being called to oblige a higher order. The true divine order. Okay? The divine order will shut down any man-made order that oversteps its bounds. That gets, I actually have that card in the deck, out of bounds. When man-made orders get out of bounds, the divine order comes and destroys them. Or recognition of the divine order is what will cause this ego death, really. It's a mini ego death that you need to undergo. I am going to be okay. I am on the right path. I don't need to be afraid. I don't need to stress. Or if I am afraid and I am stressing, that's just my ego. That's just my ego. Okay? My ego is afraid for me, but there's nothing for it to fear. The ego serves the soul, not the other way around. The soul, people want to enslave soul to ego, and that's gross. The ego serves the soul, not the other way around. So you may have recently come into contact with your divine counterpart, right? With your twin flame, with your high-level soulmate, right? And you're realizing now the difference between divinely established orders and man-made orders. Human-established orders. Yeah, 5 of Pentacles. So somebody's really worried that if they lose you, they're going to lose their cash cow. I mean, I can't put it any other way. Honestly. The Empress, yeah. Somebody wants to take your Empress from you. Somebody wants to take or if you're the Empress, somebody wants to take your divinity from you. They don't want you to, they don't want you to recognize that you are an incarnation of the divine. Gnostic Jesus, Yeshua, okay? In the secret teachings, teaches us about this. Right? Go read the Gospel of Thomas. It's the character of Jesus presented in the Gospel of Thomas is so different than anything that we're taught. But as a guru, as a master, as a ascended master, he did not want to be worshipped, actually. Like the Buddha, he points to the way. Get it? He points to the way. Hold on, my kid's screaming. In the secret book of James, which is another Gnostic gospel, Jesus implores his disciples to be better than him. Right? to become his equals, to one day even supersede him, right? And I'm thinking to myself, what is he getting at? And I think it's got something to do with the fact that, like, didn't Jesus, oh shit, I got it. Didn't Jesus, like, pray to God that let there be a different way when it came to his crucifixion? Like, that moment, like, he may even, that could have been what he's talking about, because supposedly he came, this was after he, like, returned, right? Like, he died, he was resurrected, and he came back, and, you know, and it was on his return trip. Ha! Sorry, I cracked myself up. It was on his return trip, where he's giving them all this talk about, like, yeah, stay steadfast in your piety because you can become an equal with me. Hell, you could even supersede me, right? Like, you should know because you've seen me die and come back again, right? Despite my moment of weakness. So now that you've seen that shit, you should have even more fucking faith than me. Right? Like, I was the one who went through this shit. I didn't know what the fuck was going on. I had my fucking moment. But you done seen me fucking die and come back again. Here I am on the return trip. So, you know, don't the fuck be afraid. These people, whoever you're with, they do not want you to embrace that. They do not want you to embrace the fact that you are Atman. Okay? Atman is the human soul. We're popping back over to Hinduism now. Atman, there's Atman and there's Brahman. Brahman is the God undisclosed, right? So, the highest transcendent reality that is neither and both. Neither male nor female, and simultaneously both male and female, right? That's Brahman, all right? Like, the well of divine energy, okay? The highest transcendent ultimate truth. That is Brahman. And then each of us are a piece of Brahman, right? Our soul. That's called Atman. In Hinduism, it would not be considered blasphemy to say you are God. Because your Atman is quite literally, you quite literally are like a costume or a character that the ultimate truth is playing as. Okay? So in this highest transcendent reality, we're all God. Right? We're all one with the ultimate transcendent truth. You also find these ideas in Platonism. Right? If you're interested in philosophy, this is what the Neoplatonics talk a lot the fuck about. Someone, you perhaps, are learning this divine truth, right? You're learning about transcendent divinity, right? What does it mean when one says we are all God? Perhaps it makes more sense to say we are all of God, right? Someone is learning to embrace their eternal divinity, the part of them that is truly one with the source. Someone else does not want this person to do that because this other person, this spiritual leader, this so-called teacher, needs people to believe that they are somehow separate from God. They are somehow dependent on their teachings in order to be in favor with the divine. And that's simply not true. It's simply not true. Right? If we all knew that we were of God, we might not even have clergy, to be honest. And I'm not trying to throw shade at anybody. I'm just saying, in order to keep their clout, in order to keep their prestige, in order to keep their job, they are dependent on people believing that they are worthless, without their teachings. Okay? And that is simply not the truth. All right? So it is time for you to move on from this. Maybe you are the teacher. Somebody could be having an intense spiritual awakening and they don't know what the fuck to do with it. If this is you, let's say you're in a position of, and this Four of Wands keeps coming out. That's beautiful energy. Pearly gates, baby. Let's say this is you. And let's say you are the head of a spiritual community, right? This is you. Oh my God, this is beautiful energy. This is so beautiful, Aquarius. I can't explain it. If you are the spiritual teacher in question here, know that the secret teachings, it's called the secret gospel of James for a reason, right? You don't have to share, you don't have to overshare. Sometimes as teachers, as leaders, we think we have to share every little bit of the journey or we're not being authentic. They're called secret teachings for a reason, okay? So once you receive the secret teaching, now you let the secret teaching inform how you present the conventional information, okay? You focus on different passages. You focus on different stories. If you want to even, you present things. Yeah, someone's really in their head about their spiritual awakening. It's causing them a lot of stress. Go watch my TIFF talk on religious OCD and why we need the dark goddess, okay? To help explain this energy a little bit, all right? I heard this is an execution. It's an execution of your ego. Your ego is being executed, all right? It's a good thing. It's a good thing. We got here the moon and the here. Yeah. There is a lot you don't know about the spiritual community you're currently in. There's a lot you don't know about it, okay? There's a lot that people want to hide. Like the Gnostic Gospels, right? Like, perfect example here. Council at Nicaea. A bunch of fucking ancient bishops got together and quite literally picked and chose. It's so funny to me that biblical literalists will, or people who believe in biblical infallibility will tell you that, you know, you can't pick and choose. You got to take the light with the dark when it comes to scripture, and completely overlook the fact that 2,000-3,000 fucking years ago, that's exactly what the church fathers did. They quite literally picked and chose. They included the gospel of Paul, a guy who professed to be a apostle of Yeshua 200 years after the man was dead, like 200 years after the return trip, and he's already fucking gone for good, right? 200 years after the man is gone, Paul professes himself to be an apostle. That book gets included in the conventional Bible. Meanwhile, the Gospel of Thomas, who is called Thomas the Twin, as in Jesus Christ's literal twin brother, not Thomas, the guy who bore an uncanny resemblance, or Thomas, the body double. No, Thomas the Twin, Christ's literal twin brother, his gospel gets left to rot in a cave. You see what I'm getting at? There is a lot about your tradition that they're not telling you. They're telling you, believe, believe, believe. Don't pick and choose. Believe everything. Take it all on faith. But what they're hiding from you is all of the interference. If you're going to believe the Bible is infallible, do yourself a favor and read the Gnostic Gospels. Do yourself a favor and expand on what Scripture is. All right? And remember, you don't they're called the secret teachings for a reason. You don't have to tell people this is what you've done. Okay? All you have to do is allow this secret knowledge, this secret transmission, this Kabbalah, because that's what Kabbalah means. Or Kabbalah, however you pronounce it. That's what Kabbalah means. Secret transmissions. Seriously, secret transmissions. There's a long tradition in the Abrahamic religions, at least, of secret teachings. Teachings that actually are very expansive and very inclusive. All right? These are the teachings that have to be kept secret. Coincidentally. The star. There you are. So they're called the secret transmissions for a reason. And this is you receiving them. Seriously, this is you receiving the secret transmissions. The things that not everybody in the congregation, not everybody in the circle, not everybody in the temple is meant to know. It's enough for a few people to receive the secret transmissions and allow those secret transmissions to transform their heart and also to influence the way they approach their spiritual teaching. How they teach, whether it's the gospel, whether it's magic, whether it's philosophy, you name it. All right? You do not have to overshare on this, okay? Simply allow it to inform how you teach and how you preach, okay? Am I making sense here? I hope so. All right, folks, I'm going to leave it at that. I feel like if I pull any more cards, we're just going to start going in circles. So I sincerely hope this helps. Check out the TIFF talk I did about religious OCD and why we need the dark goddess, okay, if you have any more questions. greenfairytarot@gmail.com if you'd like a personal reading. I'm going to make them an hour long. 44 minutes if you just want to send me your inquiry, and I will do a video for you and send it to you, and you can keep it and have it and go back to it. If you'd like something a little more interactive, that's 55 minutes. I've got Zoom and Google Meets. I can do either one. If you have a different platform, let me know in the email your preferred platform. I don't have an Apple product, so I can't do FaceTime. If you would just like to donate, you can make a donation in my Cash App, # Green Fairy Tarot. And yeah, so sounds good. All right. Bye, everybody.